everyone, my name is Sofie Aurelia Rahman and I am a college student of ABA DCC, and right now I'm going to talk about the do's and don'ts of public speaking. Okay, so here I go. First of all, the first do is show enthusiasm and excitement about your work. Perhaps one of the best ways to keep your audience interested in your research is to be interested in it yourself. Show your passion and excitement about your work. Radiating positive energy throughout your presentation will allow the audience to feed off of your enthusiasm. Don't forget to smile and have fun. The tone at the beginning of your talk can subconsciously set an impression on your listeners about how the rest of the talk will go. And then the second, you have to relate to the audience. From the beginning of your talk, it is important to get the attention of the audience. One strategy to know who your audience is and what they care about. You can then relate your topic specifically to them and tell them why they should care and how it affects them. You can also tell stories which resonate with your audience. Stories help evoke emotion and bring your listeners' focus on you. And the third, engage the audience. Engaging the audience can be difficult to do, but it is a good way to keep your talk interesting. Methods include telling a story and relating to what the audience cares about. Another simple way is to ask the audience a provocative question. Show them compelling images or state a shocking statistic. Other ways include offering a handout or encouraging dialogue among the group when the time allows. And of course, next is make sure each slide, if you have a presentation, has a clear message. Have you ever been watching a presentation that was 30 slides long and thought to yourself that the topic could have been covered in about 10 slides? Unfortunately, this happens quite frequently. After preparing your presentation, it is time to consolidate. Go through and think to yourself what the main message of each slide is. If you cannot come up with the main idea, then consider updating or deleting that slide. Padding a presentation with extra slides can make your audience feel like listening your talk may not be the best use of their time. And of course, next, you have to manage your time appropriately. One of my pet peeves when attending a scheduled presentation is when it runs over time. Remember that your audience has a tight schedule and possibly a short attention span. Therefore, it is important to respect your listener by trying to properly gauge how long your talk will last and how long your audience will be willing to sit through it. And of course, the next of do's is define words the audience might not know. A good strategy to ensure your audience is keeping up with the science involved in your research is to use conversational words as much as possible. It is inevitable that you will need to use larger words when speaking about scientific topics, so be sure to define any words people may not understand. Next, use animation to guide your presentation. Well, I will be the first to admit that animations can be distracting at times. When used appropriately, they can serve as good transition between points. One strategy is to use animation effects so that the bullet points appear one at a time as they are talking, so it won't be boring. Next, use arrow to emphasize the important aspects of complicated figures, and be yourself. One of the best things you can do that people often forget about is being yourself. If you enjoy making people laugh, include a bit of humor. If you're quirky like many scientists are, show your quirky side. Letting the audience see different aspects of your personality will remind them that you are human and you are relatable. Just remember to remain the degree of formality required for your situation. Now, the don'ts. First, don't explain every detail of your methods. When polling, I found that the number one point in a talk where most people become disengaged is the method sections. Techniques and procedures are often very detailed and hard to understand in a short period of time. It is best to include only the details necessary for understanding the project or the details that directly support the results of your research. And then, don't stare at the screen. It is a common mistake to look at the screen too often during a talk because it is less intimidating than looking out into the crowd. I know that. However, this is the opposite of engaging your audience and could give the impression that you don't know your topic enough to look away from what you have on your slides. Making eye contact with your listeners and looking around the room and even walking around the stage is a good way to avoid staring at the screen. On that note, it is important not to fill your slides with text and not have everything you're going to say written out. This can be very distracting and cause your audience to focus more on your slides than on listening to you. And next, don't use phrases such as you know, blank blank blank. I'm quite guilty of using the phrase as you all know while speaking. I often do it when I'm worried that I'm telling the audience something they already know, but it is more often the case that not everyone in the audience fully grasps what's being said, and this can cause you to quickly lose them. Additionally, it might make you come off as conceited, so it's best to avoid any phrasing similar to this. And of course, one of the important things that you should not do is don't ramble. This strategy goes hand in hand with not padding your presentation with additional slides. Concision is key when it comes to keeping your audience interested, so get to the point in as few words as possible. If rambling is born out of nervousness, try treating your talk like a conversation. Make it easier to stay calm and on topic. Okay, so that is all of my do's and don'ts of public speaking. If you, I don't know, if you have anything to say, just comment on it on my videos. Okay, see you later. Thank you for watching.